He came to my attention really just like I saw on Twitter. I saw like somebody posted this TikTok. You guys know my feelings about TikTok. I'm not really on there much, but I do enjoy when TikToks, come across my feed on Twitter, and I was like, I must have this man on because he I think is part of the fight we're all fighting right now against these vax passports, vax mandates. He is a lovely young man. He's an entrepreneur. We're going to learn all about him and why he's inspired to do what he's doing. He's basically putting up signs in as many restaurants as he can in New York City that are for anti-discrimination against vax status. And here he is. Excited to have him on the show today. Ari Hasanaj, how are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
I'm glad to have you here. This is exciting.
Thank you.
I'm going to get this out of the way. For those of you who have not seen this TikTok, I know not everyone's hip and with it and on TikTok, like me, right? But I'm going to play this video really quick so people can see what you're doing here and to set up, I guess, what's going to be happening this weekend. Let's get this on here. Okay. Technology.
My mother told me someday I will buy Galley with good doors.
So,
Say to
we're gonna start a big protest or something.
no more guys dear, steady goes to the haven. Too many moments. My mother told me someday I will.
This song gives me chills. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa! I saw this. I was like, whoa! We're doing
Yeah, that's
it.
why I chose it.
Stand up on the ground. No more guys dear, steady course to the
TikTok, baby. So this is pretty cool. You hit up Fiacco's, which is an Italian specialty spot on Bleecker, the Blind Tiger, which is on Bleecker, Cones, which is on Bleecker, all of the, and Nolita, is that I guess it's north of Little Italy.
Yeah.
All of these I think are in Greenwich Village.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to dial it back. What got you to the point where you are running to FedEx and printing out, hundreds of flyers?
So basically how it started was one morning I was going to my gym, and this was like 2-3 weeks ago, and my gym decided to not let me go in and work out anymore because they told me New York Sports Club.
Okay.
Yeah, so they told me I couldn't work out anymore. They're like, you can come back once you get your vaccine, this and that. I was like, wow, that's insane, Like on my way back home, I was thinking to myself, I was like, why isn't anybody doing anything about this? Like, I was also thinking about how it affects like 70% of Black people, like most of them are unvaccinated. And I was like, so why isn't Black Lives Matter doing anything about this if they really care about Black people?
It's not an election year. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, this is clearly like bullshit. So yeah, then I had seen a restaurant called Rocco's like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They had a massive sign on their store. It was that sign exactly. And I was like, this is such a perfect sign. It's also like uncancelable. Like they can't say anything to us about it. It's like,
where is
we're just
Rocco's? Is that in
Rocco's.
Staten Island?
It's they have a location on Bleecker Street. That's where I saw it the first time because my uncle's restaurant is there too.
Okay.
His restaurant is Patient Pasta. So like the whole block on Bleecker Street is like they're very for like not mandating anything, They're very pro freedom. So yeah, as I was saying, I saw the sign and I was like, this is perfect. Like, let's see what would happen if I go door to door, And I was like, let me see maybe if I could record it and put it on my TikTok because I've had other TikToks that have blown up, and I was like, that would be pretty cool if I can get like an extra like 20, 30, 40 people to come out with me. And little did I know it was going to absolutely explode. And now I have, God knows, probably hundreds or even thousands that are going to be coming out this weekend.
So when did you post this TikTok? Was it the same day that you went out to all the restaurants?
Yeah.
And this was
Oh
how
no,
many?
it was a day. It was like a day or two after because I had like work, you know, I was very busy, but I was trying my best. Oh, and like New York City also flooded, so like we had to take care of. Yeah, we had to like help out with the building and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, the
And then I
sub. We all saw the videos of the subways. Like it looks like
yeah
I'm like, oh, is this a new water park? Oh no, that's the E train. Great. So what was
yeah,
the day that you went around and posted all these signs or hit up all
it
the restaurants?
was it was like I would say like 4 days before the flooding.
Oh, okay. Okay. So things
Yeah.
got flooded like what was
So
it?
I made
Maybe
this video, I'd
this
say like a
weekend.
week or two ago.
Okay. And I mean, it's a risk, Ari. Like it's I don't know if your heart was beating, if you're like, it's one thing to like print out flyers and go around, but to like post it,
Hmm.
I know that feeling. You're like, but I'm sure something inside you felt called to action.
Yeah. I mean, literally nobody was doing anything about it. I was like, why the hell is no one saying anything? Like, no, people are saying as much as they can about these, but nobody's doing anything about it. So I was like, this is pretty simple. Like, this could work. Let me just try it. Let's see what could happen. And
And
people
you,
love it. It's like a whole global movement right now. It's insane. I have people from Australia, Canada, New England, like
yeah.
all
And
over the
you,
place.
and it was good that you're like, you saw a template of a sign that worked. That was really good because this is, let me see if I can bring it up here because you actually and you started a Discord group, which
Hmm.
someone invited me to. I'm always excited to be invited to things. The sign, it says, "We do not discriminate against any customer based on sex, gender, race, creed, age, vaccinated or unvaccinated." That's the important part.
Yep.
All customers who wish to patronize are welcome in our establishment. And the sign works so well because I feel like you're sort of using this kind of leftist inclusion type language. You're
Exactly.
framing it as discrimination, which it is,
Literally is.
but
Yeah.
it's in the form that I think is
They
hard
can't
to,
disagree with it. If they
yeah,
disagree with it, they just look horrible. It's like, wow, you don't like you clearly don't care about discrimination. You just want to pretend like you do.
yeah. It's like it's almost like trying to argue with what you don't like Black Lives Matter? What's
Yeah.
wrong with that? So and this is exciting. This is amazing. And now, since you've put this out, I'm sure a lot of people have been hitting you up. You also have a Discord group which people can join. I think there might be an invite in one of the Twitter threads, but I can post it definitely in the details of this. So this is all leading up to this weekend. You're planning basically a big
Yep.
protest. Do you want to give a little more detail on that?
Yeah, so tomorrow at 1 p.m. is going to be the first day. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. we're all meeting at Union Square in the city. And we're going to hang out for like about an hour or so, and then I'm going to try separating everybody into 5 different groups so that they can go to 5 different boroughs. And like all the people that are coming from like let's say the Bronx or Staten Island or Brooklyn, I'm gonna have them be in their own groups, and everybody else that's coming from other parts of the country or the state, they could join whichever group they want, and then from there they'll all scatter into the boroughs and go all over the place, you know, and just start handing out the signs to businesses.
Yeah, this is great. This is so great. I love that you're doing this because, I'm in the city basically like once a week now to do my show at Compound Media, and I always like to walk like as much as I can to see as much of
Hmm.
the city as I can and check in. And sure enough, like not every restaurant, but a lot of them do have these like pre-printed vax mandate signs that they put up in their
Yeah.
window, and it's like sometimes it's two and it's the image of the syringe or whatever. And I always look
Hmm.
into each restaurant that has one of these posted, and like they're not full. They're not even
They're
busy.
empty.
Like
Yeah.
and this was all through this, a good part of the, well, when did they start doing it? August. It was like August 3rd. Because I think when Blasio, that's when he made his
Yeah, it's been
announcement.
like yeah, it's been like 3 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's enough time for people, the restaurants who want to, be good and obey, get these signs and post them up.
Hmm.
And every week I'm in there, I don't see these places busy. And this is why what you're doing is so incredible because, like, I'm sure a lot of these business owners, and you said your dad has a restaurant as well.
My uncle does, yeah,
Your
on
uncle does.
On Bleecker Street, yeah, it's Pesce Pasta. It's like an Italian restaurant. He's been there for like 20 years. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out. Shameless plug.
I'll have to go there. And I think a
Alright.
lot of us are looking for establishments that are kind of fighting back. We're looking to put our money where our mouth is. So I think this Discord group is a great place, a good resource to not only find these places, but it's giving these establishments, yeah, here's something that looks official that you can put up in your window. It's like, you don't, I mean, they're busy enough trying to hang on to their business as if they've made it this far and they're still going. It's like a lot of these places are hanging on by a thread. They're just trying
Yeah.
to make up for lost time. And here it's like you have something official that you'll just hand to them, and or you guys will just offer to put it up for them.
Mhm.
And what's the sense from your uncle's restaurant, and just from you going around the other day? Like, what was the reaction? How did you phrase? How did you pitch this to them?
The reactions were very good. I went to like 10 different restaurants, and like 8 of them put them up. Some of them didn't make it onto the TikTok, but the TikTok was just like a promo video for all this to go down. But yeah, the reactions were very good. And what I do is I usually go inside and ask for the owner, the manager, or somebody, and then I try to explain to them what's going on. Like, hey, I'm sure you guys do not like these mandates, and if they agree, then it's like, okay, perfect. Now, let me tell you that 80% of the people like in America agree with you, according to the CNBC poll. The police are trying to also not enforce this. Like, they do not agree with this. I literally spoke to a cop, like as you can see in the TikTok video, and he said he was not going to enforce it. So I tried making them comfortable with putting it up, because I know that they're scared. Like they don't want to get fined, or they don't want to lose business. But if you try to open up to them, be like, listen, everyone's doing this in the city, like this is what's happening, then they will be more open to putting it up, or.
And based on just talking to your uncle and these other restaurants, do you get the feeling that these guys feel like bullied and intimidated to just
Yeah.
go along with this? Do you feel like they're given the idea that they are in the minority for not wanting to enforce these mandates?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, is like, we've all been fed how much information, if you want to call it that, propaganda, for the last year and a half to make all of us feel like we're alone. And
We're not. We're actually the majority. Like, I
yeah.
got so many liberals in my DMs. They're thanking me. I was like, no way. Like, that's amazing. I did not expect that from them.
Are they
But
people
I
you
guess
know, or they're just random people like, hello, I'm
no,
a
just
liberal?
random. No, just random people telling me like, hey, like I'm a liberal and I actually agree with this. Like, I would say maybe the 20% from that CNBC poll have to be like leftists, like, because like those extreme like left people. Like, I don't know, but majority of America is like pretty. They're pretty like everybody agrees with not enforcing vaccinations to enter a business. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous.
And it's an important distinction that you're making, and that I saw in the Discord group. They're like with giving details for the protest this weekend, each day,
Uh-huh.
what time, where to meet up, and it's an important distinction to be like, okay, guys, like, this is not political, and the powers that be are trying to divide us up into as many groups as possible so they can divide and conquer. But there's more people. I agree with you too, that there's more people who are this mandate, because I've talked to so many people who maybe they've gotten it, but they don't want a vax passport because they can see where that will lead. And it's important that you've made the distinction that this is not really a political, movement or protest. This is about freedom. And,
Yep.
Like, you're even encouraging people like, okay, if you guys wear Trump hats and shirts, like, of course you can't stop them, but
Yep.
the optics of that.
Yeah, I know my city. I know that's not going to do well in here. Like, that's only going to make it harder for us. Like, if
Yeah.
we walk around with like red hats on, like, we're going to get so much unwanted attention. All we want to do is just go up to these businesses respectfully, silently, and be like, hey, listen, like, you have an option here. You do not have to comply. Let's do this, let's work together. But if they see that there's so much unwanted attention, they'll be like, all right, you know what? I agree with you, but I cannot do that, bro. Like, look at these like psychos out here. Like, what am I going to do?
Isn't
And
that
that's
sad?
going to
Like,
draw
all
yeah,
you
that's
need to
gonna
be labeled as a psycho is to wear a Trump hat. Like, that's where we've gotten. Yeah.